Thanks for watching the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's get to this weekend's football picks. And a Friday night that's full of a lot of great stuff, and a Saturday as well. Probably one of the best weekends you're going to find this year. It is week 4 of the high school football season. We're going to start off on a Friday night. Lackawanna Trail and Western Wayne. Trail will hit the road to take on Western Wayne and the Wildcats. Steve Jervis has his group out to a 3-0 start. 21-7. They were down against Myers. It was halftime, and Trail somehow, some way, pulls it out 26-21 against the Mohawks of Myers at home. Probably the most memorable victory for Coach Steve Jervis. That's what he mentioned when I talked to him this week. So congratulations to the Lions. They're going to take on Western Wayne, and I will take Lackawanna Trail this week over Western Wayne. Move along here. Carbondale and Lakeland. This should be a heck of a football game. Carbondale, Lakeland, Carbondale had so many close games last year, and a lot of times on the other end. So the Chargers are looking to build on that. Hey, they're out to a 3-0 start. When was the last time a Carbondale Chargers team was 4-0? So, Lakeland, we'll see what they're able to do this week. It's going to be an interesting atmosphere, that's for sure, with Lakeland and Carbondale. Boy, this one's awfully tough to pick. I'm going to take Lakeland at home, although I think it's going to be a very, very tight football game between the Chiefs and the Chargers. We move along between Crestwood and Wallenpaupack. Another great matchup. Wallenpaupack, they were dealt their first loss against Deerhoof last week. In the meantime, Crestwood beats Pittston in great fashion at home. The Comets have to travel all the way to Wallenpaupack, so that's going to be a challenge in itself. I'm going to take Crestwood against Paupack this week, although, again, I think this is going to be another good ball game. We move along, and let's check out Susquehanna and Riverside. Another tight matchup. I think every matchup this week is tight. Susquehanna comes off a victory at home against Nanticoke, and Riverside, they suffer another defeat, this one to North Pocono. Can the Vikings bounce back and get a win against the Sabres? I'm going to take the Vikings. Again, I think another tight affair, but Riverside at home over Susquehanna. Move along to GAR and Northwest, a team that doesn't have a win versus a team that hasn't lost this year. The Northwest Rangers, they get a victory again last week. It was against Holy Redeemer. GAR was shut out at home against Carbondale. GAR's got the tall task of going to Northwest. I'm going to take an upset. Even though it looks on paper like Northwest should win, I still call it an upset. Northwest in a squeaker against GAR at home. But again, I think it's going to be a challenge for them. Pittston area at Tunkhannock. Pittston's looking for their first win. Tunkhannock got a win against Montrose last week. I'm going to take the Patriots in an upset here. Patriots have yet to get a victory. The kids are working hard for Coach Mike Barrett. They want to get that first win. Again, I think one of those tight affairs here in Week 4. Probably the best football weekend on paper that we're going to have through the first 10 weeks. Honesdale at Montrose. Montrose right now, going through some challenges. I think Honesdale's going to travel all the way to Montrose, and I give the Hornets the victory for head coach Jim Ludwig. Move along to Myers at Nanticoke. Nanticoke is at home. I think the Mohawks rebound, and they get the victory after that tough loss to Lackawanna Trail last week. Holy Redeemer and Lake Lehman. Holy Redeemer trying to air it out. Lake Lehman's going to try to pound and ground and play physical football. Coach Jerry Gilski looking to improve to 3-1 this year, and I think the Black Knights do that. Dallas and Coughlin, another game of unbeaten versus a team that is looking for their first win. The Dallas Mountaineers are going to travel to Coughlin. I think this is a dangerous team when, the first 3 games they play 9-0 teams, so to speak. 3 teams that haven't lost this year. Dallas has struggled on the offensive end. This could be an ugly game. 7-6, 6-5, who knows what. But I'm going to take the Coughlin Crusaders. But again, I think it's going to be a challenge for Coughlin this week. Couple of big games there's no doubt about it. Wyoming Valley West and Berwick. Friday night, Crispin Field, jam-packed house, without a doubt. 2 of the best football teams in the area. Who's going to win? Well, Valley West has kind of had Berwick's number. I'm going to take the Bulldogs at home, but again, one of those tight ball games, no doubt about it. C.J. Curry and crew with all the weapons he has. Berwick going to try to see if they can pull it out. I'm sure not much sleep this week for head coach George Curry. Another incredible game on paper. Old Forge and Dunmore. The Bucks are at home. Old Forge playing some physical football. The linebackers are all over the place. The Sequel kid is a great football player. He's got great range when you watch him out there. He's about 6'2", 210 pounds. The Shoeback is a physical linebacker. You go up front, the Ryan Polish kid, he can play physical football. And then they got a pretty good running game that is complementing that right now for Old Forge. Tight one here. This could be one of, like last year, one of those 7-6 games, 8-7, who knows. I'm going to take Dunmore at home, but again, that is anybody's game. Move along. Let's go to Saturday. Delaware Valley at Abington Heights. Delaware Valley, of course, has been a great program for years. They graduated the kitchen sink. Abington Heights defense is playing lights out right now. I'm going to take the Comets of Abington Heights at home for head coach Joe Repchis on a Saturday matinee. Mid-Valley and Holy Cross. Holy Cross looking for their first win. Mid-Valley got a victory against Wyoming area. I'm going to take Mid-Valley in this game. And then we move along to Scranton and Scranton Prep on a Saturday afternoon. Boy, this is a tough one to pick. Jake McCarthy versus Scranton Prep and head coach Nick Donato. I'm going to take a signature win for Scranton Prep Cavaliers, although I think this is going to be a challenge. And again, a heck of a football game on Saturday. So a very, very exciting weekend. And again, in my opinion, probably the most exciting weekend that we're going to get out of the 10 weeks this football season. We appreciate you joining us here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. We'll see you again next week for your football picks on the John Mendola Show.